Hi everyone, my name is Shannon Rowe and I am a doctorate in athletic training student at Indiana State University and soon to be an alum. So this video is for kind of reflection slash preparing the incoming DAT students and how to give them tips and tricks, I guess, to survive. Just kind of looking back through my entire time here, I'm one of the weird cases here at Indiana State. There's a couple of us that started off as master students, and then halfway through our master career, Dr. E and Dr. Games were like, hey, so we're going to start up this thing called the DAT. And if you guys are willing to jump on board, we'd love to have you guys. And that kind of just started of what transitioned into the DAT. And with that kind of came this weird position of mine where I became a middler, where I already did 1 year in working with Dr. E and Dr. Games. I already started my thesis and my traditional project on the ball, but at the same time, I'm still in my first year as a DAT, so it was a weird transition. I kind of already had a background of how things kind of roll around Indiana State and how Dr. E and Dr. Games expect assignments and whatnot. So I had this weird in between, but at the same time, I felt like I was still part of my classmates and, you know, still understanding the same struggles that they had. I had too. Not knowing what the heck was a patient-rated outcome, and I'm supposed to use this all the time, and just all these crazy things that, you know, we got frustrated with at the same time. So I guess starting off with number one is grades don't matter. In this program, I think I learned the most with feedback. Dr. E is amazing at feedback. She makes you think. She makes you think about other things you wouldn't actually think about, or like she'll point something out and you're like, hey, that's definitely something that I can improve on. We did an assignment the very first week that we were in the program. Is called Dear My Future Self, or Dear Future Me. And I talked about how I wanted to use patient-rated outcomes, or what they were, I guess I wanted to learn what they were and kind of just use them and become more progressive in my clinical practice. Another thing that I brought up was holistic health and how I wanted to implement that into my clinical practice and use that as a resource for me. And in that aspect, I started using yoga a lot. I did a lot of research and a lot of projects about yoga, and I really liked kind of just implementing that in my clinical practice. Patients who had weak hips or poor flexibility, or even just like helping with meditation. You know, simple little things that I would implement and just mention to my patients, and just kind of seeing the progress of that. Kind of with that, you're going to be doing a lot of things that they're going to ask you to implement things into your clinical practice, and you're going to say, I don't have time for that, or that's weird, or I don't know, like I would never use this. Like that's totally okay, but you have to try it. You have to be open in this whole program. This is something new, not only new to Indiana State or new to you, but it's also new to the country. You have to remember too, doctorate in athletic training is still very new. So kind of use that to your advantage of, hey, this is new, we're going to try it. If it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't. I think that's a really cool aspect of being in this program, is there's so many opportunities for trial and error. There's so many opportunities to try something. It doesn't work. That didn't work for me, but, let's try something else and maybe that will work. So just kind of keeping those things in mind. More survival tips. I guess everything's not as scary as it seems. I know, like, when I first started, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really hard. Your first semester in the summer, it's really difficult. You want to quit every single week. You're like, there's no way I'm going to be able to, continue doing this every single week. It's really hard. I lived it. I know it. But, as motivation, just know that it's you're gonna survive. It's gonna be really tough, but you can do this. That's what I just kept on telling myself, and also had like friends and family tell me too, is you can do this. Like, you know, you've made it this far. There's nothing that you can't do. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Dr. Games and his motivational videos, they're long. You can always speed them up. Just go in your settings. And then Dr. E, like I said, her feedback's phenomenal. I don't know. She's like she is the best teacher I've ever had. Never had someone care so much for me. Even when she wanted to punch me or slap me when I was doing something stupid, or I don't know, forgot to submit something on time and she just wants to strangle me, but you know, I know that that she wants the best for me, and I really appreciate that. I don't know, it's going to be pretty crazy living life without her and having her guidance and just, I don't know, watching over me, I guess. So I guess with all that saying, you have really great instructors ahead of you, and they want the best for you. They want the best for this program. They want to see you succeed. They want to just see everyone and build athletic training. Build it up to everything that it possibly could be, and make athletic training a profession that is known not only to Terre Haute or the state of Indiana, but also the United States. Keep the tradition of excellence. Continue to make Indiana State proud, Indiana State athletic training proud. We're kind of a big deal at Indiana State when it comes to athletic training. It's our thing, and I constantly get the question of, why are you in Terre Haute? Like, this place sucks. And I'm like, I know it's not the greatest, but when it comes to athletic training, they're the best, hands down. So continue that legacy. Continue to make Indiana State the best for athletic training. And that's it. Thanks, guys.